So I recently picked up the Olympus OM-1, which is a fully mechanical SLR released in 1972. It was originally named the Olympus M1, but they did have to change the name because Leica did not like that they named it the M1 because they also have an M series and they did not want people to get confused. There actually are some Olympus M1s that were in production in the beginning before they changed the name, and some people like to collect those. So they are really rare and really hard to find, but you can find some M1s, maybe on eBay, or if you know someone that has it collected, maybe you could buy it off them. But yeah, for the most part, they are known as the OM-1. I was in journalism, and the teacher, after they switched to digital, they let me have one of the old film cameras that our school used to learn with, and this was actually the first camera that I ever shot with, and it is a Pentax ZXM. So I haven't shot film since I used this camera, and that was literally when I was 14. So I'm 23 now, so that was 9 years ago. And I picked up film recently just because I was like, you know what, I want to slow down. I want to take my time. Digital is really cool, but like, you can get so carried away with the shots and just shoot away. And I was like, I just want to slow down, and I want to develop my own film at home, and I want to scan my own film at home just because the process seems very exciting. And I was just tired of shooting digital all the time. So I switched to film, and I did shoot before with the Nikon L35AF, which I do have over there, but then I wanted to get something more like an SLR, not just a point and shoot. So I researched online what was the best cameras to have for film, and the Olympus OM-1 was one of them. And I actually, when I first started shooting digital, I had an Olympus Evo E500. So I was like, I know Olympus, I like Olympus, their lenses are great, so I'll pick up an Olympus again and start shooting film with that. And oh my god, I already developed and scanned everything, and this is after the fact, and oh my gosh guys, the results were amazing. I loved it. Just like slowing down and making sure that the shot is exactly what I want and looks exactly how I want and is framed correctly. It's just so special to me. And then the process of developing and then scanning, like just everything, the process behind it makes me so much more attached to my work. And I'm so glad that I started shooting film. After I developed them, I was actually really shocked because on the meter, there's a little light meter inside, built-in light meter that still works in the OM-1. And I was shooting, what I thought was the correct exposures, but some of the photos end up being a lot darker than I thought. So I'm like, I really need to get a light meter so I can avoid this in the future. So I did brighten them up a little bit in Lightroom, but I was shocked at how underexposed the photos were. So hopefully next time I do a little better, but I actually really liked it. I liked the way the photos turned out. I was so happy with everything. I started out shooting downtown in downtown Phoenix, and then I eventually moved to a little bit more northwest. Went to the suburbs and took some pictures there. I found some really cool old cars. I found an old Lincoln car, an old Ford car, and I actually really enjoyed the architecture because I'm actually from the Midwest, so whenever I went to the suburbs here in Phoenix, Arizona, the houses are just built a lot different, and I actually really like the architecture and the style of the homes, and a lot of them are really old school. And I mean, I'm from St. Louis, I'm not from St. Louis, but I was staying in St. Louis before I moved to Arizona. And the architecture there is really cool and old and brick, but here with the stucco and everything, like it was just a vibe. It was, definitely more of a Western vibe for the architecture. But I did go out during sundown because it is way too hot here. It's still over 100 degrees some days here, and it's October. So I was like, there's no way in hell I'm going out midday. So I went out during golden hour because of course it's gonna be better shots, just the colors are nicer, and it's not gonna be as hot. So I did go out around 5 or 6:30 just to make sure I wasn't gonna die of heat exhaustion, and also just to get those golden vibes. And the photos actually did turn out really well. There were some that were way too dark and unusable, but I think it's because whenever I was, metering the light, it was, taking a metering for all the light, and I didn't point it down to the shadows or whatever, I wanted to correctly expose. I was out probably for about 2 hours and the sun did start going down a lot. So whenever it was towards the end of the shoot, I had like barely any light and I was like, okay, how am I gonna finish the rest of my 36 exposures? So I started shooting into some windows and wherever there was light, and some of the photos did end up looking pretty good. But yeah, I definitely ran out of light at the end and I didn't have time to film everything. So I will show you guys some of the photos I took when the sun went down that were pretty cool. And yeah, here they are. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had for the shoot. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed shooting film for sure, and I cannot wait to go out and use the Olympus again. This is definitely gonna be a camera that I stick to for as long as possible. I love this, so I will probably stick with this until I switch to medium format. Whenever I can afford medium format, I am so excited for that. That is the next step I wanna take, but I definitely need to learn how to shoot on film again, because yeah, it did teach me a lot when I was first starting, but that was 9 years ago. So I definitely need to get my brain caught up. I have been reading these books. These are some old books from the 80s on how to shoot 35mm film. And I'm definitely gonna read over those again and just make sure I have everything concrete and cemented in my head. So whenever I go out and shoot again, that the photos might end up being correctly exposed. And I'm gonna try to shoot a little overexposed next time, because I know a lot of people shoot Portra 400 overexposed. So I will try that and hopefully the results will be better. But I hope you guys liked seeing these photos. I had a lot of fun doing it. So thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
My guy pretty like a girl, and he got 5 stories to tell.